guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to do a full face of nothing new. So all of these products have been in my collection for quite some time. Some of them have been holy grail status at one point, some of them still are. I am so excited for you all to see how this look came about. I'm going to do more of like the TikTok style short form content today, and I hope you all enjoy it. Let me know down in the comments if this is something that you prefer. I'm just a huge fan of the long form. I like to explain everything. I feel like that's very important, but hey, we're going to see how this goes. So if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not already, and let's go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, so if you've watched any of my videos, then you know that these Benefit brow products have been OGs on my channel for a long time. So I went ahead and curled my lashes and used the Benefit 24-hour brow setter because I wanted this to dry before I moved on. Nothing that I'm using today is new. It's stuff I went through my collection and was inspired to use again, that I used to love and like adore. And to do my brows, I always choose the Benefit Precisely My Brow in 3.5. So make a little line under there. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I will take it and do a few little flicks out here, like that. Then I will do a few little hair-like strokes through here to fill in a little bit. And then I'm going to make more of an arch that I do not have. I have the outline of my brows done with the Precisely My Brow pencil. And then what I like to do is go ahead and carve them out with the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I use this as my eye primer, so I just take it down to my eyelid. But I absolutely love this product. It makes your eyeshadow last all day. So I just take whatever's left and move it down to my eyelid, and I'll prime my eyes and also outline at the same time. And then with whatever's left on this little brush, this brush is from Shop Miss A, by the way, I'll take it up here and just make sure that the skin is also smooth above the brow. And we will finish the brows with the NYX Lift and Snatch at the end of my routine. So this is what I do to start my brows. I will say, while I'm on the topic of brows, one of the new products that I've been loving is the Rare Beauty Brow Gel. I think it is amazing. I've been using it a lot lately. We're done with the brows for now. Now I'm going to set my eyelids, and look how the MAC Paint Pot just canceled out the blue veins on my eyelids. It's amazing. Love it. I'm going to set it with the Nakia Joy pressed powder. This is something that I've had in my collection for quite some time. I've restocked. It's been an amazing, amazing powder. I have the loose version as well, and I will use that later on in this video. But what I like to do, especially with using the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, is I'll take a little bit of the powder up into my brows, because it can get a little shiny at the end of a 12-hour shift with oily skin. So just keep that in mind. Lunar Beauty Nude Prism. This is an all-time favorite eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love it. It has a huge mirror, so I don't even have to hold up a mirror. Stunning. BK Beauty 212 brush first in the shade Vibes. Right here. This palette to me is just like the ultimate everyday palette. I can create a simple look with it. I can create a very glam look with it if I want to. This shade Vibes is like the best transition color ever. It's so good. Rose and Ben E28 brush, and I'm going to go into Apricot right here and deepen up the crease a little bit. And I'm going to go into Sakura, which is one of the deepest shades on top. And I'm going to use this to further deepen up the crease and the outer V on the same E28 brush from Rose & Ben. A BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A504, the same shade, Sakura, but I'm going to be more precise and press it down here at the lash line. And then right here in my outer V to deepen up the outer V. Go back into the Rose & Ben brush, nothing else on it, and I'm just going to blend out here. Make sure we've got a nice blend. A Morphe brush, the Ariel A11. There's a shade called Bear, which is very light pink. And I'm just going to use that to brighten up under the brow bone a little bit and blend the edges together. Go into Expose. And this one is very pretty. It's like a rose gold almost. And for the most part, that's what I'm going to use all over the lid. And then I'm going to go into Lara, which is right here. It's just a little bit more champagne colored. A little lighter for the inner corner. And then, so I just press it into the inner corner and then drag it up a little bit and over into the other glitter shade. And this formula is just so phenomenal. Go back into the A504 detailer brush into Sakura, the dark shade up here, and just make sure we didn't lose any depth in the outer V, which happens when you add shimmer sometimes. Okay, so I'm back and I've completed the eyeshadow. Just want to go ahead and talk about the obvious here. I've got a few more added things going on. I had one of the scariest moments ever just now. Went to pick up the kids from school and came home, and as we were getting out of the van, we heard our puppy, who's only 11 weeks old, yelping like crazy. I knew something was wrong, so I ran in, turned the keys, left the keys in the door, and saw him, and he was standing up on his little play yard. And his play yard, I'll put a picture of it on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about, but it has a door that you lift up and open. And on the side, without the latch, so the opposite side, there's a little, about that big of a space. Well, he is a Australian Shepherd and he's getting big, so his little paw, part of his paw, so you know how they have like their little pads, one of his pads was stuck in that area. And he was yelping so loudly, and I went to grab him to help him, and he nipped me. And I was like, oh God. I tried again. He nipped me again. God, he got me 1, 2, 3 really good places, and then there's a few that didn't break. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it didn't break the skin. I just have like 3 little dots. I have a dot over here on my thumb. He just kept biting because he was so scared. He was peeing everywhere. It was the most traumatic thing. I don't think I've ever been through something like that with a puppy. I didn't know what to do to help him, so I grabbed a blanket and I took the blanket around my arms to lift him up to where I could get him his pad free. And he's fine. He limped a little bit, but he was just like so scared. And I've never seen a dog react like that. It was a lot. It was very dramatic, very traumatic. And here I am with a hole here that is bleeding, a hole here that is so bad that it's bruising already, and this one's basically just a hole. And I have put ointment on and band-aids just to cover for now, because I didn't know if, people don't want to see that. Yeah, that just happened. I'm going to move on to eyeliner. Nothing new here. The Sephora 12-hour pencil in Tiramisu. I'm just going to use some of this pencil on my upper lash line. I like to take some of the product out here and just kind of lay it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm going to use a pencil brush or like an angled liner brush and some other shadow to smudge it out. I'm going to take the Morphe angled liner brush, and I'm going to mix two shades in this palette. I'm going to mix Bloom For You and Moody. I'm going to mix these two and use that to smudge out the eyeliner. Out here, I kind of just stamp and then drag it. I do have another brush that I want to try. It's from Rose & Ben. This was actually a free gift with my order. It's the E26. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a little of both shades on this brush and see how easy it is to make a line with it. It's not bad. So Something Old, the No Pore Blend Primer by Touch in Sol. This has been a favorite of mine for a long time. I haven't used it in a while. And I like to just take some and rub it on my fingers and then put it in my T-zone. It's a very smoothing primer. Get close so you can see. It does a fantastic job of blurring and smoothing the skin. It does feel a little bit slippery when I first put it on, but it dries down to almost a matte formula. But you just got to give it plenty of time to dry. So I like to put my primer on now, and then I'll go into mascara. And sometimes, if I'm feeling a little extra, go in with a little bit of the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. This has been a favorite forever, but as you can see, as it's drying, I'm looking a little bit more blurred. But I just want to show you how this stuff works too. It's like literal magic. Of course, literally disappear. Definitely blurred. My face looks like washed out. That's what you want. Tower 28 mascara is what the wand looks like. And then let the magic happen. Alright, so I will finish by recurling my lashes at the end. I'm not going to lie to you guys, now that I have used the Fenty mascara for so long, the Tower 28 is not as good as I remember, but it's still good. Not bad. Alright, for foundation, I'm going to use the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in Patagonia. And I'm going to mix in the NARS Soft Matte in Light 5 Fiji, because this is a little too warm on its own, and it's also a little too radiant for me on its own. Brush that I love is the IT Cosmetics, and I haven't used it in a while, so we're going to use that. As you can see, it's still got that glow from the NARS Light Reflecting, but hopefully it'll last a little longer on me with having mixed in the Soft Matte. The Soft Matte also has way more coverage than the Light Reflecting. Alright, I'm going to take my Stands Out Beauty Sponge and press the leftover foundation into my skin. I love this sponge. It is $20 and it's amazing. Alright. Westman Atelier contour stick. I'm going to use this to contour my nose. I don't normally always just draw it on, but we're going to today because I need to hurry up. And then a little on the lower lip. This Morphe V105 brush, and just kind of stamp it in. The Tarte C Breezy Cream Cheek Trio. I use Seychelles, and I'm going to use the BK Beauty 109 brush for this. It's a cream bronzer that is phenomenal. Got it on the brush. Melts right into the skin, you guys. It's so good. I'm going to use both of the blushes. I kind of just stamp it in both. Beautiful. We are looking very radiant. It's okay. We're going to fix it with powder, hopefully. The Kulfi and the Huda Beauty. The Kulfi is in shade Cocoa Crush, and then the Coconut Flakes. So I'm trying to decide. I'm using a Radiant foundation, so I felt like a Radiant concealer would be good. So I think I'm going to do Radiant here in the inner corner. Let that sit there and do its thing, and then I'll use the Huda Beauty on my nose. like that, and then a little out here. And that's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Rare Beauty concealer brush, one of my all-time favorites. And I'm going to start on my nose. And then I like to take the Real Technique sponge, press that in on the flat side. And I will blend under the eyes. As you can see, that provides coverage, but there's still radiance. So that like light reflecting quality. And then we'll do the Huda Beauty out here. Now I'm going to take the Real Technique sponge and just pat it in. That's lightly damp. So there we have one eye blended, one eye not. I just like to go with very minimal concealer these days to prevent creasing. Uoma Beauty Trip and Smooth Powder, the translucent shade, in the BK Beauty 108 powder brush. There's powder literally flying everywhere. I just like to pack it into the brush, go in with my sponge one more time, make sure that I have patted down the creases, then set lightly with powder. But I don't want to lose all of the radiance under there. I don't want it to look dry. I want to make sure it's set. This little brush from the Morphe Ariel collection, because it's a little bit smaller, and I'm going to put it here in the inner corner. See how nicely that fits? And I'm just lightly tapping powder there. There we go. So set lightly with powder and not set. See, there's still radiance, but it's more smooth. I'm going to go into the Nakia Joy Cosmetics loose powder. This is the Velvet Finishing Powder, the original, and Amazon Powder Puff. I like to set, especially with this foundation being so light reflecting and luminous looking, I'm going to use this puff. So I've got the powder on there, and we're going to set. Look at that. Look how smooth. So I did it there so you can see how smooth the texture is, but let me show you where the pores are. Look at that. So smooth. So before I move on, I just wanted to show you what I do to set like around the blush and the bronzer. I take whatever's left in the cap and swirl it in a powder brush. This is my favorite from IT Cosmetics because it's very small and just really soft. I like to just take it and press it to smooth everything out. Alright, I'm going to go into the Haley's Beauty Resculpt Contour Powder in an IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe French Boutique brush. Y'all just know I can't get enough of this contour powder. So I'm going to take that along my cheekbones and just reinforce the contour we already did. It's such a beautiful powder, you guys. Smoothing. It's a good shade match for me. Love it. Sigma Corderosa. It's my favorite blush. Taking it on the same Heavenly Luxe French Boutique brush. Gorgeous. Love it. The NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in Brunette. I've been using this product, well, I guess ever since it came out, so what, a year and a half probably or so. And I've bought other ones that just do not compare. I even prefer this over the Glossier Brow Flip Pen. Look how natural it looks. So pretty. My Shiseido lash curlers, we're going to recurl. They're definitely curled. Now I'm going to go back in with the Tower 28 mascara really quick and just do one more little pass to make sure they're lifted and they're going to stay curled. Okay. And then I'll take my tweezers and manipulate them to where I want them while it's still a little wet. Typically, I will use the MAC Prep and Prime like at the beginning of my routine, but I forgot. And I don't want it to interfere with my lip liner now, so I'm just putting it on the inner part of my lip. But it is a very good product to prime your lips. The liner, I'm going back to an oldie but a goodie, the MAC lip liner in the shade Whirl. This shade is very similar to my nail color, to my eye color. A little bit more warm, like almost a terracotta maroon shade. For lipstick today, I'm going back to old school MAC Cream Cup. This pink is a little bit cooler than my eye look, but I have another product to use on top. So that is what that looks like. And on top of it, I'm going to use the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumper in Primrose. This was the holiday packaging from last year. This year, it's just the regular packaging. I mean, there are new shades in it, so I'm excited about that, but it does have Primrose in it, Mixed Berry, Smitten, Frosty, and Bundled Up. So 4 of the 5 I don't have. This is the Click Up style. Beautiful, beautiful shade, beautiful formula. For setting spray today, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury. I have a little miniature that I was given, or not given, that I got from Sephora for my 100-point perk. I love Charlotte Tilbury's setting spray. To really, really make sure this isn't going anywhere, I'm also going to use the One Size On Till Dawn setting spray. Just a little. Is mine just a little? You're just a little? I always wonder that. Okay, so that's good. And the last thing is the Lancome Lash Idol Mascara on the lower lashes. This is such a good mascara for my lower lashes. So nice. Okay, you guys, this is the completed look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I didn't even show you my shirt. Oh my gosh, this is brand new. It says, I ghost people all year round. I love it. I cannot wait to wear it to work today because it's spooky season and I like to wear, you know, season appropriate shirts. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this. This is a full face of nothing new. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll see you in my next one.